Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night like.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa. If you are new here, your favorite problematic housewife, or should I say, ranting housewife. Make sure to subscribe. We're going to get right into this because this is going to be a rant video. I have absolutely had it with the anti-mommy vloggers. I'm over it. I am so over the community that it has become. Okay? Brianna K just had a miscarriage. We have the Dad Challenge podcast. We have all the stands. And it's just insane to me, the lack of empathy and compassion of these people. I don't care what Brianna K did. That wasn't the fucking point of the videos that me and Bambi's Rambles made. The point was she's struggling. She's having a hard time in her personal life. She had things happening to her. And instead of people, saying, hey, I don't agree with what you did, fine. But, I support you in this. Why is that so hard? Why is it okay in that community, if you don't like somebody, you don't like this mommy vlogger or that family vlogger, or they did this and they did that, you just completely dehumanize them completely and you just don't care. They are still a human being. People are going through in their personal life. They come over to a video that is supporting a mother who just had a miscarriage and who is struggling, and instead of being like, I'm so sorry for her loss, they want to pick it apart, defend the Dad Challenge podcast, who should have never reacted to her miscarriage video. I don't care if he was like, I'm not going to touch this. You can't say that I'm not going to touch her video and talk about that, and then literally go on to talk about it and criticize her, pick apart what she's saying. It doesn't matter what she has said or done. Okay? She has a right. She has a right to get on her channel and talk about her body and what's happening to her as much as she wants. You do not have a right to tell her she can't talk about what she's going through. Who the fuck do you think you are? Truly. The entitlement of people to think that they can come over and tell a woman what to talk about and what not to talk about when it comes to her body is just absolutely outrageous. And it's not just with Brianna K. This entire anti-mommy vlogger community does this to all of the moms. They are so cold and cruel, and they use the excuse that, well, they did this and they did that to just treat these mothers however they want and just berate them and trash them all over the internet, make up lies about their husbands, and just be totally nasty. These anti-mommy vloggers claim they care so much about saving or about parents exploiting their kids, and these mommy vloggers are so horrible and they need to be called out on their BS. Well, guess what? You guys are worse than all of the mommy vloggers put together. You guys are worse. You are truly cruel and nasty. And the stuff that you are okay spouting about these mothers is absolutely vile. It's just gross. And I can't believe that there is an entire community of people like this who think it's okay to treat these women however they feel they want to and think it's okay. And the Dad Challenge podcast is leading this community and is totally fine with it. He'll just trash all the mothers unless they come into his DMs and are nice to him. He'll give some moms a free pass, but then he's bashing others. And it's like, he decides, oh, well, now he's done with Brianna K. He gives a half-ass apology for doxing her. And it's just, I'm so over it. At least in some of the other communities, they may be doing shady, fucked up shit, but they're not pretending like they are on some crusade to, stop these evil influencers from, destroying people and destroying their kids' lives and making everybody feel bad. So let me get this straight. You're worried about mommy vloggers making other mothers feel less than. So in order to fix that problem, you go and trash all these mothers and make them feel like shit. Please make that make sense, okay? I want to bring up a very important point here, okay? We need people like that online to talk about this stuff, okay? I'm going to share something with you. When I was 17, I had a miscarriage. And it's scary. And you don't know what's happening. And I didn't know about, like, I don't even think YouTube existed at that point. So it's like, I would have loved to be able to go onto YouTube and see other mothers sharing their stories of how they dealt with it and what was happening to them, and just see other people that were going through it. It helps so many people, okay? Trisha Paytas is about to go through, like, her fertility journey, and she said in her video that she went and watched a bunch of videos about IVF and people in their fertility and pregnancy journeys. And, like, when I got pregnant with my son, DJ, who's 3, I went on YouTube and I was looking up other mothers who had toddlers and who had other children and were, you know, experienced with, because I hadn't had a baby. My son was like 8 when I got pregnant again. So I hadn't had a baby in years. I didn't even remember half the shit. Like, I didn't know at the new time, like, what was out, what to do. You know what I mean? So, like, through my whole pregnancy, that's how I found mommy vloggers. It's how I found Tara Henderson and all these other moms who were speaking about this stuff. And it's like, now it's just become this horrible thing where it's like, oh, well, all these moms are trash, and they're trying to completely wipe them off the internet. And it's just not right, okay? Yes, I understand that some of the mommy vloggers who have come up and are now living a more extravagant lifestyle, but you don't have to let that get you down, okay? You don't have to look at it like, oh, well, they're making me feel bad about myself. You can look at that as inspiration. It should be inspiring to people to see other women and other mothers who are successful, who are running businesses and taking care of their kids, even if they have nannies. As long as they're honest about having nannies and stuff, like, that doesn't matter. And I'm not saying you can't do commentary, you can't give criticism. I have a video coming with some concerns and criticisms about some of these mommy vloggers, but I don't hate them. I'm not out to destroy them. You know, I talked about the thing that happened with Jordan Cheyenne. Like, I'm not saying you can never talk about them. They are public figures, but this is insane. The point is, instead of being bitter and jealous and envious and lashing out at mommy vloggers who live a lifestyle that you think you will never have, and who live like a way that you think is just too extravagant and they're entitled and they're out of touch with reality. Like, I totally get it, right? I totally get it. But that is not a reason to be that hateful about it. I just feel like some of these people are not being honest about what their real problem is. I feel like a lot of them, not all of them, but you can clearly tell how bitter and salty and hateful these people are towards these moms for being successful and running businesses. And, you know, if they want to show their kids once in a while, that's their fucking right. Now, I'm not saying there isn't a problem with some family vlogging, but the family vlogging is completely different from mommy vlogging, okay? And I have been trying to, like, for a while, kind of separate the two, because when I first started covering this kind of stuff, I noticed that they were all being called family vloggers. And mommy vloggers are not family vloggers. The Ace family is family vloggers. Tara Henderson is a mommy vlogger. Like, there's a big difference there. And these anti-mommy vlogger is a whole community. And when I first started looking into the Discord and all this. Like, people didn't even know, I don't think, that it was an actual anti-community. Because, people were coming out with videos talking about child exploitation and whatnot. And I feel like I realized this is an anti-community. Like, I think I was the first one to call this the anti-mommy vlogger community, because it is a whole community. And when I realized how many people just have pure disdain and hatred for some of these mothers, that they will go to any lengths to bully and harass and just be vile towards these women. And it's just insane to me. Like, it's not necessary. And I really think people just need to have more compassion. You need to realize, if you have so much hate for somebody that you don't even have an ounce of empathy and compassion for somebody who uploaded a video crying and talking about the struggles that they're having, if you can be that cold-hearted to not even feel bad at all for them, just as a human being, then you really, really need to take a look at yourself and be like, why am I filled with so much hate and rage over another mommy vlogger on the internet? Because it's just, if you take a step back, I promise you, it looks crazy. From the outside to everybody else, you look insane. And you look hateful and spiteful and bitter. These women are bullied constantly, and I don't want to hear it. Oh, they put their life out there, so that means we can trash their house and their looks and their kids and harass them and do all this shit. Like, the justification of bullying these women in this community is outrageous to me, and it has to stop. And I will continue to make videos, okay? I will continue to talk about Dad Challenge podcast, and I will continue to call out this nasty, vile shit towards these mothers who do not deserve it. There's a difference between giving constructive criticism on some of the stuff that they might do on their channels and having like just pure disdain and hatred for these women, and making hundreds of videos about Brianna K moving to Hawaii, making 50 videos about Love Meg's cleaning product. Like, this is just ridiculous to me. Another thing I find very interesting is all these people claim that they want them to stop, quote unquote, exploiting their kids, and they need to find other sources of income, yada, yada, yada. But every time these moms have a different business venture that has nothing to do with her kids, like Love Meg's cleaning products, or, whatever else it is they're doing, they trash that too. So, like, which is it? You want them to do things that don't involve their kids, but then when they do, you just shit all over it. It's really weird. I don't understand it. These women run a business, they take care of their kids, they take care of their house, they got a lot going on, and they're extremely successful. Like, I applaud them for that. I applaud them for being like rock star moms who are doing all this shit and making money for their family, and they're just living their best life. And I feel like that is where the core of this really comes from. It's not about kids. It's not about this. It's not about that. At its core, the anti-mommy vlogger community cannot stand the success and, the come up of these moms. They're just extremely envious and bitter, I think. And I've noticed it for a long time now. And they were using any excuse possible to justify bullying these women. Okay? These women are not commentary channels. I understand when you put yourself on YouTube, you have to expect that people are going to have opinions about you. And especially if you're a commentary channel, we expect it a bit more, right? Because we're putting our opinions out there. We're talking about other people and other content and things like that. But they are not commentary channels. They are mommy vloggers. they're cleaning and decorating and doing day in the life and things like that. And people just start digging and trying to go into their past and call brands. Brianna K. said people are calling her sponsors, not calling, but like emailing or whatever. What makes people think they have a right to contact one of these moms' sponsors and brands they're working with and try and destroy their career? This is the epitome of cancel culture. And I feel like we're in an environment right now where it's cancel all the mothers on YouTube. And I'm not being dramatic. I'm not exaggerating. People want these moms off the internet, and it's not right. They have a right to be here just as much as anybody else. There is a space and a need for moms on YouTube. Moms need to have a community. Now, of course, like every community, it has its issues, and there will be some problematic things that happen that can be talked about. But the level at which they are trying to destroy these women, it's not right. And more people need to be speaking up about it. They really do, okay? Because everything has been clouded by this is exploited children and they're scamming this person and scamming that one. Okay, fine, whatever. But let's talk about what people are doing to these mothers on the internet, because it's not right. Leave them alone. Let them live their best life. If you feel the need to talk about something that they did, go ahead. But stop trying to destroy their lives, destroy their careers, take them down, expose them, just wear them out so bad mentally that they don't even want to be on YouTube anymore. It's not okay. It's not okay. Moms need a place to go where they can see what other moms are doing and what they're using. And I understand that, it's kind of become a thing where like everything's an ad and everything's a sponsorship. That's just that's the name of the game on YouTube in any community. If you go to the beauty community, they're pushing this product and that product. If you go to the tech community, they're pushing this phone and that phone and this computer. Like, that's just how it is right now on the internet. And that doesn't mean that there isn't a needed space for mothers to go and to connect with other mothers, see what other mothers are going through and that they can relate to. Because sometimes, mothers can feel alone because the stigma that mothers get and have, like, where we can't talk about anything, especially mommy vloggers. Like, it's even more with mommy vloggers, okay? You guys want them to be more genuine and real and not to act like they're perfect, right? But then when they decide to do a real video or say what they're going through and what they're struggling with, people are like, well, you're just privileged. You can't talk about it. Like, everybody else is having a worse time than you. How dare you? How dare you act like you have it hard? All mothers have struggles. All mothers have struggles. I don't care if you have $5 million, if you have no money, if you're poor. Everybody has things they go through. And being a mother can be very hard and exhausting. And it's nice to see that you're not alone. You're not crazy. Like, when you're stressed out, other mothers are stressed out too. You know what I mean? I think that the mommy vloggers should be sharing more. Like, I think they should do more videos like Brianna K did. They should do more videos talking about it. When I first started watching Tara Henderson, I think one of the first videos I found of her, she was sitting in a robe crying on her video because she had just had her second baby and she wasn't getting any sleep and she was really stressed out. And it was so, nice to see somebody else. Not that you want people to be like having a horrible time, but you guys understand what I'm saying, right? So I just want to reach the anti-mommy vloggers, and it's just like, give these moms a break. You guys are just being so hateful and so nasty. It's not necessary. I don't care. The point is, doesn't matter what Brianna K did. It doesn't matter what this person or that person did. If anybody is going through that hard of a time and are opening up and being vulnerable and sharing with their audience what they're going through, have at least the tiniest bit of compassion. It doesn't matter. You don't need to come over here and be like, well, they did this and that. I can totally see why nobody likes her. It doesn't matter if you don't like her. She's a human being who is struggling, and you yourself as a human should be able to put your dislike aside and say, hey, I support you. This is horrible. You know, I am there. Like, we can be supportive of this woman and what she's going through despite you not agreeing. If Dad Challenge Podcast or Radiant Brit or any of these people that I talk about that I give criticism to, you know, if they went on camera and were crying and were deeply struggling, I would not just kick them and be like, oh, you're just a piece of shit. Like, that's why nobody likes you. I am not going to accept this. I don't think anybody should accept it, okay? Especially mothers. It should not be okay to have this anti-mother community that is doing this to these mothers. It's not okay. And more people should be speaking out about it, and more people should wake up and, you know, open your eyes and actually look into what is going on over here, because it's horrible. And the fucking mask needs to be ripped off this damn community. And people need to realize how toxic and nasty it really is. It's a vile, nasty place full of hateful, bitter people trying to destroy mothers on the internet. And I will not stop talking about it. I will keep bringing awareness to this every time I see fucked up shit like this. And other people should too. This is getting long. I hope you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. These anti-communities are just, everyone that I have come across, it just ends up being a vile dumpster fire of shittiness. Please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video.